All right, everyone, now we have to talk about AOC and Nancy Pelosi's little feud. Mommy and Daddy are fighting again, is the old joke. Very interesting, very very amusing to watch this. What happened is that Pelosi keeps coming out and like lambasting AOC, Cortez, and Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and some of these others because they're extremely far left. They've got niche views, and basically the Justice Democrat sort of Cenk Uygur people crowbarred them into the political system by contesting Democrats that were already there in vulnerable districts that simply were perpetually in those positions because the DNC never wanted them primaried and leaned on people not to run. And so they realized, hey, it's actually pretty easy to knock these people off. Let's experiment and see, what we can do. Let's hijack the Democratic Party. And they were partially successful in so doing. Now, of course, if you look at the approval ratings of these individuals, they're not likely to be in the House of Representatives for very long. This leaves the Democrats in a real fucking vulnerable position in the next election, losing several House members right off the bat in deep blue districts that are so safe that no one ever got primaried. They knock them off. Now they've got extremely weak potential incumbents that even a Republican could potentially challenge, simply because they're so disliked. The problem with Cortez is she's popular. She's popular on a national stage with certain fringe groups, but in her own district, she's wildly unpopular. People can't stand her. She's got a lot of fans, but the thing is, it's okay. Let's say that 10% of the U.S. population likes you. You've got a lot of fans, but as a ratio, it's still pretty low now, isn't it? And Pelosi's not that popular either. I don't know what Pelosi's game is. It's not a very good idea to be antagonizing these people, because at least in the tech world, they have more power than Pelosi does. And Pelosi's like the leader of the Democratic Party. This illustrates the schismatic nature of the Democrats more than anything else that's happening right now. Yeah, there's a lot of other problems they have, like they don't have a unified message. The far left is dragging their 2020 candidates so far left that no one's going to be electable by the general. They've got a lot of problems. But the Pelosi-Cortez feud is probably the biggest one. Pelosi's the leader of the Democrats. Now, by all means, it should be Tom Perez. He's the head of the DNC. Most of the country doesn't know who he is. He just sits there twiddling his thumbs. He knows better than to get into this political fray. And it can't be Chuck Schumer. Not only is he minority leader, but the Senate is technically more prestigious than the House. There's fewer senators. There are some duties that are more high level than the House of Representatives. But he's the minority leader, and also he's spineless. He can't lead anything. And then Clinton, who's been in the White House, former presidential candidate, Secretary of State and stuff. She's got the chops. Nobody likes her. So she sort of stays back. She weighs in on politics a lot, but she's not running. She's not in a political office. So it's basically Pelosi running the show. For the person running the show to be attacking a segment of her own party, which, yes, is politically inconvenient, and I understand why Pelosi does it for strategic reasons, for her to do that and provoke and inflame the situation where she knows these people are going to say weird shit anyway, regardless of whether she weighs in, is the wrong strategy. What Pelosi should do is say, look, this is inconsequential, and ignore them. Just refuse to defend those seats in the 2020 elections. Primary them back out. Have regular Democrats primary them back out of their positions if you want to hold those seats at all. You better try to get rid of the far leftists, or they're going to collapse the party, and the Pelosiites will be out of a job very, very quickly. I think it's looking more and more like the Republicans will retake the House in the next election. Because, again, you've got so many very, very vulnerable far-left Democrats in some of these districts that might wage subpar campaigns and get fucked. But that's the thing. These people, and this almost begs the question, is it possible that the Justice Democrat thing was some sort of reverse psychology experiment that actually involved deeply implanted right-wing elements within the Democratic Party? Because so far AOC and Tlaib and Omar, they just say dumb shit. They're not saying anything that makes sense. They're not saying anything that, going into probably the most major election of modern times, according to the Democrats at least, they're not saying anything that's going to help victory for the Democrats. They just are schismatic. They don't play nice with others. They're idealistic goofballs. And they keep trying to drag the party far, far to the left, like further left than Bernie Sanders, which makes them unelectable, thankfully. So they're endangering the party's 2020 chances, making themselves and others look foolish by default. And it's like, is there at least a vague possibility that that's by design? that AOC, she's not nuts. She's educated. She obviously acts well because she was chosen as an actress to get that position. Literally by the Justice Democrats. She was highlighted as an actress more than a politician. It's basically like, act this role. Here, we'll tell you a few things to say, look pretty for the camera, say some off-the-wall shit, be a maverick because, we've got this boring neoliberal we're primarying out, and you'll win. And it's a safe blue district, so, the Republicans can't beat you. They probably won't even have a candidate. And so they get all of these far leftists into politics. It's a miniaturized version of a communist takeover sort of thing. The problem being, of course, these individuals might go off script at any given time anyway. She might already be doing that. It'd be really funny, maybe Zhank is like, oh, AOC, wow, she's a, he's a womanizer, shows, oh, she's so hot, ooh, look at this video of her doing that Breakfast Club dance, wow, I could watch that 20 times while I spray my my buffalo juice everywhere. And then he's like, oh shit, I done goofed, because then she gets in office, she's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm a representative, I can do what I want. And it's funny because she says like stupid shit. Like she's like, well, at the detention facilities, she's like, well, people are drinking out of toilets, and it's like, deeply misleading. I was being objectified and bullied by the guards, and they were sexually harassing. It's like things that didn't happen. Come on, that didn't happen. They knew who you were. They treated you with great respect. You made that up. That's certain. She was not sexually harassed by ICE agents at the border. The idea that she'd be in a party of several dozen other legislatures, none of the guards recognized any of the legislative individuals there. They just fucking harassed them and said, oh, maybe we should lock you in a cell too. And yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. Never fucking happened. Absolutely not. So it's funny. AOC's coming out now. And she's saying, well, maybe Pelosi is a racist. Yeah, AOC really went there. She's playing the race card on the leader of her own political party. And Pelosi, she comes back with like, enough is enough. This is bullshit. Shut the fuck up. And that's what she should have done in the first place. She should have said, look, I lead the party. You are a junior representative. Nobody even likes you. Fuck off. She should try to strip these people of their status as Democrats. Why don't you bump them out of the Democratic Party and refuse to give them support? Talk to Perez. He leads the DNC. Tell him to grow some balls. If you want to win in 2020, you're going to have to. But I don't think the Democrats can. I think it might be too late. When I look at the field of 2020 candidates, I'm like, maybe they're irredeemable. Maybe they just can't get it together. Maybe they're going to have to crash and burn, and then maybe, just maybe after another spectacular loss, I hope that they lose the House. Democrats, stay home. Not even for political reasons like Trump or anything. I'm not a Republican. I don't even care. I'm not a conservative. Stay home and punish these goofballs so that hopefully they'll get their act together, and then there will be a Democratic Party that an independent voter like me could actually consider voting for. Because right now they're saying, hey, we want you to pay a lot more money, including for free health care for illegal immigrants, which is a crazy idea that no sane American supports, and basically fuck your society. Screw you. They don't care about anyone. They've got all these weird plans that come straight out of the ivory tower mentality. They don't speak to the union Dems. The business Dems aren't going to vote for these platforms. Millions and millions of Democrats will defect or stay home as a result of who your nominee is likely to be. You are fucked. The Democratic Party has basically already lost 2020. A victory in 2020 would mean the inevitable collapse of your party in 24 when your single-term incumbent loses to whatever Republican is put up before them because they've fucked up the economy. Do you not understand this? It would be better to let Trump win, and then when there's no Republican incumbent to run against, and there's not going to be another Trump, the Republicans, who are they going to pull out of their ass in 2024? Gabbard out of nowhere? Jeb Bush 2.0? Who knows? Regardless, though, it'll be a lot easier than the 2020 election. You might even make sure to gain the House. But you can't do that if you're saying, well, what we want to do is ban guns, give free shit to everyone, double your tax rate, and by the way, throw open the borders. Yeah, screw all this reform. That's not going to work. Never has, never will. That's about all. Peace out.